Welcome back to Energyscapes, Ocean and Space. This time round I wanted to bring up something really interesting. Back in 1986, so 35 years ago, I was about 15 or 16 years old and I wrote my first decent short story as part of a high school project, and it's one of the few things I've kept from that long ago that I still have with me, and that's this old tattered typewriter written novel here called A New Old Earth, a science fiction short story. And I thought I'd bring it up. It's quite topical at the moment and quite insightful about my mindset at the time, and quite relevant now given the things going on in the world, the sort of science fiction stories we see, some authors and books and publications coming out that I have been reading and reviewing and recommending to my readers. So I want to read the prologue to you and you can just see what you think. So remember, I wrote this 35 years ago in 1986. So my youthful mind at the time thought this up. So here it goes. The time or the year is 2551. So, and here it goes. So 350 years after a nuclear holocaust, the few thousand or few million that survived on planet Earth had formed a highly developed society which had been in existence for over 100 years. Some of the humans which dwell on Earth have been mutated through some genetic malfunction from the Holocaust into people with highly developed mental ability. These were called alpha-level humans. They are capable of moving objects with thoughts, reading minds, and willing other people to do things. These people eventually became the Galactic Federation, which helped govern, patrol, and protect the ever-expanding race. There were also normal humans who did not have extra mental powers, and they led mostly civilian lives, and a few were on the Galactic Council. Finally, there were the vagrants who wander around outside the protective walls of the 3 cities left on Earth. Then there was Earth's satellite, the Moon, now called Vega 1, and the planet Mars, now called Vega 2, which had been colonized for over half a century. And there was also Venus, now called Terra, which had been injected with nitrogen compounds and oxygen so as to be habitable enough to use without breathing apparatus and protective gear. It was now being colonized, and although it was going to be used mainly, it was going to be used mainly as an agricultural planet. However, this developing civilization is now under threat from within. One of the alpha-level humans, known as Chuchik, was exiled from the Federation, the Galactic Federation, because he meddled with the dark side of their knowledge, and 20 years later, the Galactic Intelligence have reported that Chuchik has gathered a large majority of the vagrants on Earth and taught and trained them into a fighting force apparently bent on revenge. The Council of Elders and the senior members of the Galactic Federation, which form the Galactic Council, have decided that unless Chuchik is killed, there will be war on Earth, and if the 3 cities fall, then they could reach out to the Moon and Mars and eventually Venus. 2 people have volunteered to seek out and kill Chuchik, their names being Asherak, an alpha-level human, and Robert, who is a space engineer. So that's the prologue for this short story I wrote 35 years ago, which I find quite amusing. So I just thought I'd share that with my readers. Take what you want from it, and I have the full copy of the short story here, and one and only copy.